Let us start now.
Okay.
Participants, the speaker for today's session, for this particular session, is Professor Sushant Tripathi sir. He is a senior professor in School of Mechanical Engineering, KIT University, Bhubaneswar. Sir has a vast teaching experience of around 30 years. He did his PhD in Industrial Engineering and Management from IIT Kharagpur. His teaching area includes production operation management, supply chain management, business research, operation research, industrial engineering, and all. As his research area, he has supply chain management, lean manufacturing, productivity management. He has guided 4 PhD scholars, and 3 to 4 are currently working under him. Around 20 to 25 master theses. Then he is a fellow member in Institute of Engineers. Then, not to mention, he has around 50 SCI Scopus Index publications, 3-4 book chapters. He is a chief editor of 6 reputed journals and reviewers in many. During his tenure at KIT University, he has served many administrative posts. Many awards to his credit, like Lifetime Research Excellent Award, Green Thinkers Award, Outstanding Researcher Award at AETM, Bangkok, Thailand. Many awards in Institute of Engineers for best papers, outstanding papers, like that. So we are fortunate that despite of his busy schedule, he has accepted our invitation and he has agreed to put forward his experience and expertise in this particular domain. So I welcome you, sir, to this session and request you to start the session. Please, sir.
Okay, thank you, Professor Mahapatra, for giving me the opportunity. And big thanks to my big brother, Professor Devadatta Misra, who is a constant motivator for me to take such type of session here. My dear participants of this Atal FDP, and all my colleagues also, number of faculties I have seen with some of the PhD holders also here. So today the topic I will discuss about one new topic. It's a different test. We give a different dimension, different direction to you. The data science. What is the importance of ISM? You might have seen in my title, that is interpretive structural modeling. What I will do today, I'll tell you how you will utilize, you will use this ISM, interpretive structural modeling, using the data and using the expert opinion. For that, my session will be divided into 2 parts. First part, I will take one of the realistic research area, R&D, role of research and development, the performance in Indian manufacturing sector. First part, where I will show you how ISM has given the very good result there. The second part, very recent paper what I have going to be already submitted, that is the role of artificial intelligence in the manufacturing sector during COVID-19. That is my second part. That also I'll show you how ISM is giving a very crystal clear picture, a transparent view for the researchers. Okay. So we'll start. Any query, anything will be there. Please ask me after the session. Okay. My voice is clear, all of you? It is audible perfectly?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir. Voice is clear.
Okay, fine. So we'll start the presentation. I'll tell you the concept. I'll tell you the steps. I'll tell you what is the basic output. How we'll interpret this research in data science. So we'll start the presentation now. Is it clear, all of you? My sharing screen is very much clear.
Yes, sir, it's really visible.
Very good. Significance of ISM. The title of my topic is basically significance of ISM. The term is interpretive structural modeling. Interpretive structural modeling. You have to develop a model. You have to develop a model in a structural way, and some interpretive relationship is there. Some interdependency. Using some interdependency, you will develop a structure through a model in data science. So my plan of presentation segmented in this way. First, I will tell you the area, which area, first topic, I will proceed with that. Then the review of literature. From there, we'll get the variables or factors. Then from the research gap, we'll go with the research objective. Then what we have done actually, then the result, the conclusion. So first topic is the research and development in Indian manufacturing industries. Actually, any area, suppose you are taking some material or a new type of or alternative material, whenever you will go with that, this is the motivation part and introduction part, and you are very much thorough in that area. Number of speakers might have told you in a very nice way. Okay, so R&D, research and development, is an important process, obviously, to create new knowledge for supporting the organizational as well as national competitive advantage. So according to the Deshmukh and Jyoti, this group, they have published in that paper, not only the develop the innovative way, also the for building of the nation. But the problem here, the degree of uncertainty of the research and development is very high. Uncertainty is there, obviously, any research. Once completed, R&D output, research and development output is often highly fuzzy and not measurable. And finally, the ultimate results are realized after many years. Means, totally it is serendipitous in nature. What we are thinking, what the result is coming, there is no relation, something it is totally different. And after a long time, at that time your research may be obsolete. Some other researcher might have published all these things, patent everything, product has been discovered, already sold, then unnecessary the government will spend the money in your R&D organization for you. So that's why uncertainty, fuzzy, long time, all these things that has been motivated me to go for the research. Then perspective of managing the research and development has changed over the years, moving from technology-centered model to more interaction-focused view that Nobelius has told. In 6th generation, in that paper he has published, nice paper. When they have started, when the research development has started, it was like a black box. Before 50, 60 years, when somebody was doing the research, they are totally one corner of a wall. I will not discuss my research with anyone. Anyone will take copy and all these things from me. They were feeling totally isolated and they are totally. But nowadays, it is totally interaction-focused view. Whenever we'll start the research, we'll discuss with all the specialists. We are doing because we are interested to go for such type of research, because the marketing people will tell you, or the HR people will tell you, or your finance people will tell you, or material people will tell you, yes sir, it is obsolete, don't go for that. Or the HR, these finance people will tell you, sir, we don't have the funds to study you. So now it is a more interaction focused view. So with this basis, we have taken this. Then we took a picture from Japanese countries, that is Japan, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and Singapore. So these BRICS countries, the data is very interesting data. You can see the India in the spider net diagram. We have collected the data, then we have drawn this spider net diagram. You might have seen. You see the brown color is India performance. You see, and we have taken here in the seven area GDP per capita, researcher in R&D per million of people, total expenditure for R&D as GDP, university industry, university company research collaboration, science and engineering journal articles, patents granted by these per million people, high technology exports from the manufacturing area, how much we are sending, then average number of citations per article. You will see the India position in all the axes is very poor, very poor. You see, all the axes, you see. For that, it is very much essential where we are lacking. Which area we have to focus, which is the short-term view, which is the long-term view, how we will reach the goal. These are the things will come into the mind. Now, we'll come to our tool, backbone of my topic, that is ISM. What is ISM? Interpretive Structural Modeling, already I have told you. It is proposed by the Warfield, 1973. ISM enables individuals or groups to develop a map of complex relationship between many elements with variables or factors involved in a complex decision situation. Any complex decision situation during the COVID-19 also, you will take number of factors which are affecting the manufacturing industries also. So then ISM is often used to provide the fundamental understanding of complex situations as well as to put together a course of action for solving a problem. So ISM process transforms unclear and poorly articulated mental models of systems into visible, well-defined models useful for many purposes. Because when we are considering, when we are taking the input, it was totally unclear, haphazard, poorly articulated. Then from this, we have to develop a visible, a well-defined structural model. That many purpose, many cases we can use. So ISM is an interactive, interpretive method in that the group's judgment decides. A group judgment, the input, first input, I'll tell you everything. Group judgment decides whether and how items are related, how they are interdependent. ISM is a structural because overall structure is extracted from the relationship of a complex set of items and it portrays the specific relationship and the overall structure in a digraph model. I will show you that model, okay? It will totally a structural model. With these factors we will develop. Then ISM methodology helps to impose order and direction. Order, which order it will go, and direction on the complexity of relationships among the elements of a system. So in a nutshell, what is the ISM? I have mentioned 3-4 lines here, you see. ISM is a map of complex relationship between many factors, elements, variables, what you will extract from your literature review. Then, based on expert opinion, minimum 10 to 20 years of experience in that area. You cannot, otherwise you will not get the clear picture. Determine the long-term and short-term focus factors. Suppose you have selected 20 factors, you have selected 15 factors. Which one will the long-term, short-term, how it is dependent, everything you will get it. Then classification of factors into drivers, dependence, autonomous and linkage category. Finally, all these factors, this model will classify, will categorize, will divide into 4 segments. Like drivers, drivers means which will drive other factors. Out of these factors, which factors are drivers? This other factors, they will influence, they will drive. Dependence, which factors are much more dependent on others? This long term. Drivers means the short term. Autonomous. Autonomous means mostly on focus factor. very low dependence, low driving power. That I will discuss everything when the model will come. And linkage category, slightly unstable area. They are the more dependent, more driving capacities there. I will discuss. So these are the recent papers you can see here. This is the sustainable production and consumption, sustainability through remanufacturing of e-waste, examination of the critical factors in Indian context. This is one of my paper. Very recently we have, it is 2019. Okay. Then one is role of non-technical skill of human factor engineering, a crucial safety issue in Indian Railway. That is the Springer, it is a railway, the accidents, okay, different data they have taken and different factors and they have developed the model. It is second one of my paper. One paper is also interpretive structural model, the green supply chain management in Indian computer and its peripheral industries. That is again using same ISM model. Then interpretive structural modeling of critical success factors of R&D performance in Indian manufacturing firms. It is the Journal of Modeling what I am discussing the first case in front of you. Okay. So we'll start the first one. How we have started, I'll tell you one by one. So a structural model for the critical success factors of R&D performance. What is a critical success factor? That bucket of factors, that bunch of factors, or those factors, those are very much responsible for the growth of the organization. If we focus those areas, I have mentioned also Rocard definition here, Rocard 1979, critical success factors are those variables, those factors which management can influence through its decisions that can assure the successful competitive performance for the organization. That's why it is critical success factor, yeah, CSF. Okay, the short form. Now, what you will do, what we have done? First, any research, you need the literature review. First literature review. Once the motivation is clear, the introduction part is clear, then you will start the literature review. What really the factors affecting the R&D. So throughout the globally means throughout the world, we have taken number of papers. Some of the papers I will show in this PPT. Balchandra, he has told market, technology, environment, and organizations affecting that. Lester, 2008, they have told senior management commitment, cross-functional team, motivation of personnel, these are affecting. Similarly, Cooper, they have told cross-functional team, voice of the customer, provide the training of new product management, these are the factors. Lean or 2016, they told product process develop, R&D management vision, understanding the customer needs, market share, they are also affecting this. Similarly, we have collected number of papers. And you might have seen both the cases, some of the bold letters are here, which most of the authors have focused in the different countries. And these variables we have considered in our research. Those are the bold letters here, that variables we have considered in our research. So clear R&D vision, understanding the customer needs, involvement of the personnel, market share, profitability, continuous monitoring of the techno market. Number of all the factors are there, but much more why they have emphasized a factor number of times, these factors we have considered. But what is the research gap we got? From the reported studies, the research gap, one may conclude that it is not a single list of factors that are applicable to all the countries. I got number of factors, okay? Where the Kai Kim in the China, they have told, Jyoti in India, he has told, Cooper in the UK, he has told, Son and Wing in the France, he has told, Astebo in the Italy, he has told. So different factors, that is not a single list of factors which is affecting in all the countries. Because why? Same factor you cannot consider. Because country to country is different. How in their cultural setting, our culture is different. Skill level of workforce, our workforce capability, skill is different. availability of the venture capital. Already I have shown you in the Spider-Man diagram, venture capital, how much government is initiating, motivating us or giving the capital for the research, technological capability, how much we are sound in the technological area, then R&D management strategy. So these are the different factors which will differ from in country to country. Again, another thing also you will see, the manufacturing base any country, it is a directly outcome from the technology we are importing from other countries or we are developing within us. Two things are there. Either R&D, when we are discussing about this, manufacturing base any country, either it is directly outcome the technology transfer from abroad or technology developed within. Now we are making India, these things is continuing, okay, fine. So largely determines of the extent R&D practices is totally dependent on that. So R&D factors may vary from country to country. So in that context, we will now think about these factors we have taken and we have to test. So now the critical findings from the research gap we got, research issues, how to identify the critical success factors for R&D, research and development in manufacturing sectors in India, and what are the relationships among the identified critical factors. What is the relationship? That we will develop. That is our critical findings, a research issue. From these issues, our objective we set. What is the objective? To develop a structural model of critical success factors for research and development in Indian manufacturing sectors and determine their driving powers and dependencies. So our objective is to develop a structural model now of the CSF, particularly in the Indian manufacturing sectors, manufacturing industries, and determining these factors, their driving powers and dependencies. That is our objective. You can take your material side, you can take any design side, automobile side, any area, thermal side, any area. Just your duty is to find out the factors affecting that area first. Then you will find out your research gap, then set your objective. Now, so what we have done here, identification of the critical success factors affecting the R&D of selected manufacturing firms has been done by questionnaire survey. In that questionnaire, I am telling you, those variables we have taken what we extracted from the literature review. Then brainstorming session during a conference and one workshop, we have taken in Kharagpur, we have taken the brainstorming session, the views of the different industry personnel, some of them from R&D, some of them from the supply chain, some of them the stores and purchasing area, okay. From brainstorming session, we have taken their views and consultation by the PCA, principal component analysis. And you know also what is PCA, okay. So within then an interpretive structural model has been developed that explains the relationship of the critical success factors identified. Then we have developed the interpretive structural model. Then finally, we have classified the identified critical success factors into various categories. All the categories already have mentioned, that is the autonomous, dependence, linkage, and drivers. These are the different categories we will develop, we will classify. Now, the first part is the questionnaire survey, R&D alliances, technological diversity, product and process developed, number of new patents, core competence of the R&D personnel, technological capability. These are 22 factors we have extracted from the literature review that we have tested through the questionnaire in a 5-point Likert scale, where our p value is less than 0.01, 99% of the significance, okay, 1% error significant error, confidence interval is 99%. And standard deviation in that statistics, we have used your SPSS or you can use the Minitab also. It is less than 1 or nearly equal to 1. If the standard deviation is less than 1 and nearly equal to 1, your answer is the answer is not biased, it is genuine, consistent. I'm telling you. Standard deviation means, suppose mean value is 4 and standard deviation is somebody is giving 3 or 5, it is within plus minus 1. But if anybody will give you 1 means not at all important, then there is a gap of 1 to 4, it is 1 to 4, it is 3. So all the standard deviation from the software we have seen here, it is nearly equal to 1, yeah, less than 1. So all the values are consistent. Median value means both the sides hold the same value. Mean value is saying the importance of the factor. But you see, nowadays taking a only survey is not giving you the 100% accurate result. Because most of the time you will get the biased answer. If you are taking from your within same industries, they will obviously give you a positive side. Okay. So that's why again what we did, we took a brainstorming session from the different areas. We told them these are the 22 factors. According to you individually, you tell us the ranking of these. So finally they have given these are the different ranking. One is achievement of the revenue and profitability goal. Last 22 is evaluation of the R&D personal performance. And second one is R&D management vision and direction. So suppose individual, how we have collected that? In a simple paper, in a white paper, they have each scientist, each engineer, when the conference they have given their ranking. We added everything and divided by number of experts there. From the brainstorming session, we have collected this. From the simply descriptive statistics using the Minitab SPSS, we got this. And finally, we have used a principal component analysis PCA or brainstorming. The PCA, what is interesting result he has given, 22-dimensional data set just reduced to a smaller number, 14 dimension, while preserving the variation in the data to the maximum extent possible. Just I'm telling you already, you know the PCA. Here these 14 dimensions already explained in that paper also. I'll give you that link. 87% of the variance means it is these factors are explaining 87% of the outcome in the result. That's why we have taken 14. Why have not taken 15? Same 87.3, 17, 87.7, like that. And that's why if data set will be reduced, it will give a clear and concrete body. That is the plus point uniqueness of the PCA, which will reduce the data set, okay, which is essential for your research. Now see, from these, you see here in the PCA, these are eigenvalues, the variance, the factor loading. Factor loading we have considered more than 7, okay, more than 7 we have taken, and those are very close to each other, factor loading. They are in the same group. These factors, product and process developed, R&D alliances, technological diversity, technological capability, shortening R&D cycle time, these are coming as a principle, the one construct that is innovative competency. Similarly, outsourcing activities, budget allocation to R&D, achievement of the revenue and profitability goal, these are coming under the financial measures. That we have in the discussion, that we have given this name. Roadblocks means the barriers, the obstacles to R&D. What is that? In-house resource constraints, technological uncertainties and innovation risk, inadequate R&D personnel. There is no adequate R&D personnel in the industry. Improper R&D environments. These are the barriers, obstacles to the R&D. That the name is roadblocks to R&D. Market focus, understanding the customer needs. Then you can say whenever you are going to any customer need, otherwise the R&D will be failure, and time to market. Market share, continuous monitoring market developments. These are the market focus area we have considered. Similarly, in the PCA, R&D management strategy, that is R&D oriented culture, cross-functional teamwork, motivation, involvement of the R&D personnel, R&D management vision and direction. R&D management vision and direction, culture, cross-functional teamwork, motivation, involvement of R&D personnel, they are coming under the construct, the factor, the principal component is R&D management strategy. Now, we'll start the methodology. If you have the pen and paper, you can write it also step by step. This is very, very important. I'll tell you and you can note it down. Okay, it will help you a lot. Now see, in the structural, first step is structural self-interaction matrix. What is that? SSIM. The short form is SSIM. Here a contextual relationship leads to each other. Leads to means which is influencing to whom. There are two factors. Suppose I and J. I is influencing to J. Yeah, J is influencing to I. That is. Otherwise, I and J both are influencing to each other. Or last option is there is no relationship between I and J. That is the first step for expressing the relationship between the different critical factors for the performance of manufacturing R&D organizations. 4 symbols have been used to denote the direction of the relationship between the parameters I and J. Suppose 2 factors are there. And this is the first input you will collect as for the ISM from the expert. And we have taken here, we got the expert in the brainstorming, we have collected from the 29 experts. But finally, these things we have collected from the 14 experts. Because we have considered, there is a scale we have considered, 15 years of experience and particularly having some knowledge in the R&D. Okay. So there are 4 symbols you will use. One is V, just you mentioned V. One is A, one is X, one is O. V means if I is influencing J or I will lead to parameter J. If J is possible due to I, then you will use the V. A means just vice versa, just opposite. If J will lead to I, okay. I'll give an example, don't worry for that. X, I and J both will influence to each other, they will lead to each other. J is possible due to I is possible also due to J, that is the X. And O, there is no relationship between I and J. So now the first opinion, the first input will collect from the experts. Any area in the material science you can take from that, the design area also you can take it that, the automobile sector also you can do that. Now, these are my 14 factors finally I have collected. R&D management vision direction, R&D oriented culture, motivation and involvement of R&D personnel, budget allocation to R&D, technological capability, understanding the customer needs, time to market, shortening R&D cycle time, cross-functional teamwork, continuous monitoring to market developments, R&D alliances, market share, product and process development, achievement of the revenue. These are the short term. Just we have given the name, the short form. Okay. Okay. Now see, here same factors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 14. Here also we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the column wise, 14. Now the expert has given this V, O, X and A. Any example I'll tell you. V means R&D management vision and direction. 3 is vision, direction. 3 is motivation and involvement of R&D personnel. Suppose in the 1 to 3 is V. It means R&D management vision. If vision is clear and direction is proper, obviously my employee will be motivated, my R&D personnel will be motivated, the R&D will continue. Now, one example I'll give you, O. You see, O, any O you can see, or X. Okay, I'll go with the X. Okay, shortening the R&D cycle time to number 8. Shortening the R&D cycle time number 8 is cross-functional teamwork. If there is a cross-functional teamwork is there, obviously your R&D cycle time will be reduced. You are shortening the R&D cycle time. If shortening R&D cycle time will be reduced, obviously it will lead to cross-functional teamwork. That's why it is X. Please remember, all the researchers have not agreed with this. But suppose we have collected from the 17 year, 11 year, 13 researchers. If majority is telling X, we have to consider that value. Okay, because opinion differs, in this type of research. Okay, so majority opinion, what we have considered here. Suppose you will go for A. Suppose this is what A is here. Now see, market share is to 13. Okay, this is not the market share. Market share is A to 13. Market share 13 means products and process developed. Market share is not influencing the products and process developed. Please remember, if the product and process will be developed, I will increase my market share. That's why 13 is influencing to 12. That's why in the 12 I have mentioned here A. But if the half of, you see why I have taken the half, I will tell you later on. Okay, like a correlation one, the reflection automatically you will get it, don't worry. So suppose, and another area I'll show you O. O means suppose number 5. Okay, number 5 to number 8. Okay, number 5 I have mentioned here. This is number 7, 8, whatever it may be. Understanding the customer needs and time to market with shortening R&D cycle time. Shortening or cross-functional teamwork, anything. Cross-functional teamwork and understanding the customer needs, that is totally a marketing concept. Go to the market, ask them what is your needs. That is not related to your shortening R&D cycle time. That is a technological area. So there is no relationship between this and this. So that's why it is O. Budget allocation with marketing needs, that is also O. There is no relationship. If there is no relationship, then only 4 symbols you will use. V if I is influencing J, then just opposite A if J is influencing I, then O, there is no relationship, and X, both are related to each other. Now, second step, SSIM is over. The first step, this is the SSIM, structural self-interaction matrix. 4 symbols, these are the 4 symbols you will use. You see, in the R&D cases, I have mentioned everything here. Then we'll go with the reachability matrix. Now we'll convert this VAXO into a binary matrix 1 and 0. The data science, please remember, whenever you interpret the data, you have to discuss in this way what is the value of influencing significance variable to variable. In the binary matrix, what will do? If it is V, I'm telling you, if I to J is V, then put 1 is there. But in the opposite, the column side, put 0 is there. In the A means J is influencing I. In the row wise it is 0, but in the column wise it is 1. If X both are influencing each other, 1 and 1. If it is O, then 0 and 0. There is no relationship between 2 variables. I'll tell you here. Now see. In that case, you see here V, all V's are here. What expert has given. So what we have done here, you can interesting see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1 we have mentioned, but here 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. But the diagonally 1 to 1, the transitivity simply it is 1. The diagonal will be 1, 1, means same factor to same factor will be 1. Other factors 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Here you have taken 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Anyone will randomly will see. And suppose number 8, 0, 0, 0, V, V, V. 0 means here it will be O means it is 3, 0, 1, 1, 1. Here again 3 zeros because both will be 0 and 0, 0. Means all 6 0 will be here. Number 8, we'll go with the number 8. Number 8, you see. Number 8. Whenever you are going with number 8, from here we have started. Number 8, you'll go with 3, 0, 0, 0, 0 because O and 1, 1, 1. And number 8 here, all zeros are here because O is there, 3, 0 means again 3, 0. V means here 3, 1, obviously here 3, 0. Why we have not filled this portion? This portion automatically, whenever you are going with 1, 1, 1, automatically here you will write 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Here 0, V, V, V. So 0 means here you will put 0, all again 0, 0, 0 for 2. So this part is a reflection of this, okay, like correlation. So in the reachability matrix, our basic aim, my basic objective is we'll convert this symbol, the terminology V, X, A and O into binary form, 1 and 0. And the interesting part, please remember, please look at this. I have mentioned 2 columns here, 1 column driving power and 1 row dependence. You see, very, very important, these 2 terms. That will help us when we'll go for a mix-match analysis, here driver dependence diagram, okay? From the model we'll develop. Driving power means just take the summation of how many 1 here. There are 14 1s, so we have mentioned 14. Here, how many 1 in the number 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have mentioned 5. In the last one achievement, only 1. We have mentioned 1. So take the summation of how many 1 in that row. That is the driving power. Driving power means it is driving 14 factors. Please remember. And the column wise, number 1, column wise, only 1 you see. Dependence. Driving 14 factors but dependent only 1. Similar number 7. Number 7, here 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6. Dependence 6. It is depending on 6 factors but driving 5 factors. That is the magic of this reachability matrix. Now we'll go to the third step. We'll go to the third step, that is the label partition, iteration, okay? Label partition. Now we'll go with the label partition in the, we'll heading towards the model very soon, okay? So from the reachability matrix, in the label partition, we will write 3 main columns. One is the reachability set, one is antecedent set, one is intersection set, finally the label. Okay, here we will get the label. Which factor will be which label in your structure, in your diagram. That is your interpretive structural model will come. Okay. Now see, the reachability, I'll show you one. Factor 1, reachability set, you see reachability set here, antecedent set here, intersection set here, and label also here. Now see how I got anything. You suppose 6, number 4, number 6, suppose number 4 I'll go 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 I have mentioned, but here I have mentioned 1, 2, 4. And intersection set means the common between these two. I'll go with number which one? Anyone? 4. Okay, 4, yeah, 5, anyone. 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and here 1, 2, 4. The common value only 4 here. Okay, now I'll go to the same model. Okay, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13. Now see, number 4 factor. Number 4, budget allocations to R&D. You see 4 reachability. Which factor he is driving? 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. I have mentioned it in my reachability set. But number 4 in the antecedent set, it is 1, 2, and 4. Others are 0. Okay. Suppose you have mentioned 3 here, means obviously 3 factors you have to write there. So in this way, you have to write down the different set values here. Reachability set, then antecedent set, then intersection set. Then I'll tell you what you will do. You will do, if the reachability set and intersection set having the same value, they will be label 1. Please remember, again, important line I'm telling you here. If reachability set value and intersection set value will be the same, then it is the label 1. Now see, here it is 14, here it is 14. Don't consider this value, antecedent set. Reachability set and intersection set having the same value, so it is coming as label 1. What you do once 14, factor number 14 is already established, already got a position in label 1, then delete 14 from each one, this number, because 14 already assigned. So you have to delete 14 from each one. Next we'll go with that. Now, there is no 14 here. Again, the reachability from this iteration, after the deleting 14 values from the reachability set and delete this last line, already it is assigned label 1, 14, then 13 values you have to mention. Then again you check reachability set and intersection set where it is same. It is same, yeah, 12 and 12. Previously, maybe 12, 14 here, yes. Previously, you see 12 and 14. Now 14 deleted, 12 and 12. So interesting result is 12 and 12. So this is label 2. Then again you will delete 12 from each one. Then again 12 factors are here. Okay. So now 13 and 13, this is your label 3. Similarly, we are getting now a very interesting part. You see, now 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11, 10, 11. So these are coming in the one label. In the fourth label, there are 5 factors. Very interesting part. You see, in how many factors in which label, this iteration, the label partitioning will give you. Then after that, you again delete all these values. You are getting same value in 5, 5, 5 and 4, 5, 6. Sorry, 4, 5, 6 here. So they are in a same label, number 5 and number 6 and number 7 finally. Now label is over. My different using the intersection set and my reachability set, label is defined. Now I'll go with the classification of factors. 4 factors: autonomous factor, dependent factor, linkage, and drivers, yeah, independent factors. Already I have told you in the introduction slide. So autonomous factor, I'll show you in the diagram, which is weak driving power and weak dependence, very low driving power, weak dependence. These factors relatively disconnected from the system. Very few links, which may not be strong, unfocused factor. So from the interpretation, you can say now the Indian government should focus past these factors if you will get in the autonomous any factor. Dependent factor means weak driving power but strong dependence. They are very much strongly dependent on others, but they cannot drive. So they are the long-term variables, are long-term factors. They are the top of the hierarchy, obviously. They are dependent on others. Then linkage factors. Linkage means strong driving power and strong dependence. Strong driving power, totally unstable. Independent factor is strong driving power but weak dependence. Independent, weak dependence. So with this, I'll show you this factor. How I have constructed. This is a very nice model which will interpret in your research paper. These are the autonomous F7, 8, 10, 5, 9, 4, 6, 3. And dependent, these are the dependent factors. You see, the x-axis stands for the dependence, y-axis stands for the driving power. So, according to the factor, you have taken a matrix, just you have divided. And here, linkage means any factor will come high dependence and high driving power. Here it is unstable. It will be unstable. Driver means they are the bottom of the section. How we have constructed. Now see. This is our driving power and dependence I have told you in the reachability matrix. Any factor, suppose number 2, the driving power is 12 and the dependence is 2. And number 6, 12 and 2, number 6 dependence is 4 and number 6 the driving is 6. So 4, 6, 2 and 12. Now see, number 2 and number 6. Yeah. Number 2. Now see interesting factor. Factor number 2, you see. Here the dependence is 2, but the driving power is 12. Okay. Number 6, where is number 6? Yeah. Number 6, the dependence is 4, but the driving is 6. So according to that reachability matrix, you have to construct, this is known as the MIC-MAC analysis. MIC, MSC, MIC-MAC analysis, a driver dependence diagram. It means these factors are low driving and low dependence on focus factor. These are the strong dependent, top of the hierarchy, top of the model. These are the driving strong drivers. They are the bottom of the model, F1 and F2. These are the linkages. Any factor will come. They are slightly unstable. They should be either driver or dependent. Okay. You have to focus for that. Now, this is the model of the paper. What I have shown you my SCI paper. You see from the diagram what is my level 1 and what is my level 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 labels. Already I have shown you. And here, level 1, number 14 factors. Number 14 is achievement of revenue and profitability goals. So this is my number 1, achievement of the revenue and profitability goals. Number 7, the last level, you see interesting here, the result, number 7 is 1. What is number 1 factor? R&D management and vision and direction. So this is the management, vision and direction. You see here number 7. So other levels also you might have mentioned like that. This model you have developed from the level partition. But one more interesting part you see, from this to this I have used 2 arrow mark. Here I have used 2 arrow mark, but there is no relationship, no arrow mark here, there is no arrow mark here, and here also you can see it is affecting, this one is affecting this, but this one is not affecting that. But this means motivation of the R&D involvement personnel is affecting the technological capability. But motivation and involvement of the personnel is not related to the budget allocation. That is the internal matter of the management. Similarly, R&D alliances and technological diversity and outsourcing activities. Diversification means outsourcing activities are there, they are interrelated. R&Ds already have shown you XX. Shortening R&D cycle time and cross-functional teamwork, both are related to each other. They are X. already X, V, O, and A I have told you. From using that symbol, you have developed this model. Whenever you will see these values, from this you will get the value. Finally, the construction here. What is the relationship between these? These V, O, A, and X. With that, finally, and the label partition, with this label, first you have to mention the value in the label, each label. Then, using the SSIM, just use the arrow mark. This is your new model, ISM-based model of the critical success factors of R&D in Indian manufacturing industry. How will interpret here? This is my long-term objective. I have mentioned it here. You can see my long-term objective. This is my short-term. Because short-term means now we'll focus R&D management vision. Management should take care. The vision should be broad, and they should give the proper direction. If they will give the proper direction, now see the culture, the R&D oriented culture will start. The culture will be refined. What the Modi government has started, Make in India, this culture developed. Then obviously if the vision is clear, the motivation of the R&D personnel is there. Then if the culture will be there, budget allocation obviously will get, and then understanding the customer needs, technological capability. But motivation of R&D personnel only influence technological capability. Technological capability, obviously, if you are good in capability, then R&D cycle time will be reduced and cross-functional teamwork will be there. And understanding the customer needs and time to market is there. Obviously, you are doing continuous monitoring of the market developments. Then budget allocation is there. R&D alliances and technological diversity and outsourcing activities. If you are good budget, you have, go for that. If you are satisfying with this, then product and process you will develop the market share, and finally in the long term, you will get fantastic revenue, profitability. That is the essence, these things. That things I have discussed here. There are 9 autonomous factors. 9 autonomous factors. Here you can see there are 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 autonomous factors. Unfocused factor. So here, these are the factors I have mentioned: budget allocations, understanding customer needs, technological capability. So these factors are still unfocused in Indian manufacturing R&D scenario. Similarly, 9 factors autonomous type, we have to focus that. Then factors like market share, product process developed, achievement of the revenue profitability goals. Where it is the top of the hierarchy. Achievement, revenue, market share, these, they are the dependent on these. You see, very interesting part. The top, if they are the top of the hierarchy, top of the model, they are dependent on others because arrow mark in this side. So they are in the dependence area. Okay, these factors. So these are the weak drivers. They are very low driving but strongly dependent, and these are seen in the top of the ISM hierarchy. So these variables represent the desired objectives of an organization. So that is classified as the dependent variable because highly dependent on others. They are our basic objective of our title of our paper, of our research in the data science. Similarly, there is no linkage variable, that is strong driving. Here, strong driving and this. Here, there is no variable here. Strong driving and strong dependence area. So anything will be happen, it will totally unstable. So there is no linkage. These factors are unstable due to the fact any changes occurring to them will have an effect on others and also a feedback on themselves. So all the what the interference of the how we interpret all the 14 variables chosen in this study, no variables are unstable. Finally, the factors like R&D vision direction and R&D oriented culture. These are the bottom of the model. Yes, they are the drivers, real drivers. They are having the strong driving powers, and they will help the organization to achieve the desired objective. That is the achievement of the goal, revenue. They are the independent variables, they are drivers. The variables with a higher driving power are more of the strategic orientation. So performance can be improved by continuously improving the driving variables. So in our diagram, these are the driving variables. These are the dependents. So these are our strategic orientation. First, our R&D management vision and direction should be proper, should be perfect. Then we'll develop the culture. Then automatically in the long term, we'll achieve this one. Now see, in the conclusion, these are the 9 areas. From the mix-match analysis, everything will get it here. You see, these are the 9 autonomous. These are the 3 dependent. Dependent means the top of the hierarchy. These are the drivers, what I have discussed, R&D management, vision and culture. These are the revenues. These are the market share, product process developed, and these are the other factors here. So these things we have mentioned here. These are the factors. Those are the unfocused. You should focus all these things. These are the long-term focus objectives, the top of the hierarchy, and these are the key drivers, R&D vision direction at the short-term focus. So these are the basic things, and we have used some reference here. Then with this, recently we have done a very good area, that is the significance of artificial intelligence in manufacturing industries during COVID-19. Already you know these things. It is clear, it will give a nice confidence when I'll go with another case study with the simply the key points. I'll discuss it here. Now see, from the literature, in the COVID-19 pandemic hit manufacturers in an extraordinary and an unexpected way. The ongoing lockdown has put a whole stress in the manufacturing industry, which contributes to the manufacturing industry downfall. That industry is giving 20% of the GDP. 2021 paper came. Labor constraints, lack of materials and machinery, transportation constraints, supply chain disruptions, unavailability of buyers are the key obstacles, key constraints nowadays. To recover from this situation, artificial intelligence and digital technology, you can say, will be a strong vaccine for the manufacturing industries in coming days. These are the authors, those who have mentioned. That's why we are interested to take this area, how we will revive and come into the ground picture soon, very soon, okay? Why AI? Why artificial intelligence? Because artificial intelligence in the manufacturing industry reports cover the size, trends, and industry analysis. Obviously, the trends, the way you are getting right now in the Google also, in the website also, any site you are going, automatically artificial intelligence is giving you, that is your choice area. Production planning, quality control, preventive maintenance, machine inspection are some of the applications which are solved by the artificial intelligence in today's era. These are the things that are possible by the artificial intelligence. But all the industries are not doing, particularly in the India. AI-driven machines add a sizable fee to the producing technique, and they allow to automation of tasks, enhance manufacturing efficiency, bring system interaction towards human interaction. So these are that's the motivation, that is the positive way to proceed for our research. So these are the different factors we have taken. Revenue generation, labor constraints, on awareness of people regarding COVID-19, because they don't know about exactly what COVID-19, and they are left at unavailable to the buyers are there, process automation is there, centralized decision making is there. Yeah, I mentioned centralized decision making, transportation constraints, just-in-time lean production, supply chain disruption, because supply chain is totally disrupted. Everything is now imported, stopped from China. That's the electronic sector, TV, mobile, everything, computer, totally stopped, okay? So on average, the buyers, product diversification, everything is related to that. So from the research gap, we got our, identify the factor, that is factors affecting the manufacturing industries during the COVID-19, and what are the relationships among the identified factors. An objective to develop a structural model of factors affecting the manufacturing industries during COVID-19 and determine their driving powers and dependencies. These things we will develop. Same way, this is my flow chart, how I have taken 12 factors we got. These are the literature review. From the critical literature review, we got these 12 factors. Then these are the critical factors we got. Then pairwise relationship, ISM, interpretive structural. This is the first SSIM, self-structural interaction matrix, then reachability matrix, then label partition, then classification of the factors, then ISM, then the strategic analysis. The way and the input we got through the expert opinion when you start the pairwise relationship through SSIM, self-structural interaction matrix. I'll show you in a glass, in a nutshell. Now see. The self-structural interaction matrix, we are using A, V, U, O, X, all the symbols. Anything you see, significance of artificial intelligence with LLM, lack of machines and material. Lack of machines, material is not available during COVID-19. Okay, so for that, you see that is influencing the significance of AI. If it is not available properly, if it is influencing, okay, try to use that. But significance of AI will not tell you the lack of that. Okay. Similarly, O, there is no relationship. Unawareness of people COVID-19 with lack of material and machines. Relation to the emotional and the characteristics of the people is not related with the lack of machines and material. X. One X is their process automation and centralized decision making. Obviously, if the process automation will be there, then you will go with the centralized decision making. Similarly, we will go with the reachability matrix, driving power, and dependence. You got in this way, and the total value you have mentioned it here. Then interaction label matrix, label partition. You see 5 and 5. That's why it is 1. Then 2. Here 5 you have deleted, 9, 11, 9, 11, that is 2. 2 and then 3, 5, 11, 5, 9, 11. If it is over 4, 7, 4, 7, again 4, 7, 4, 7, it is coming under 3. There are 2 factors here. Similarly, again 7 labels are here. Now, this is the result of the micmac analysis, a driver dependence diagram. There is no autonomous factor. Everything is focused. But these are the dependent. Dependent means top of the hierarchy. Okay? And this is my 12. These 2 factors, F1 and F12, in the border of the linkage, make it to either F1, you bring it to dependent, F12, try to shift towards the driving power in future. That's the interpretation you will say. So don't allow any factor in this range, okay? So tomorrow you have to give importance. These are unfocused factors, 1 and 12, please remember. So now see, this is the interesting result. This is my model. Lack of LC, transportation constants, lack of machinery and materials, lack of labor constants, lack of machinery, these, and transportation constants, short term, which lead to supply chain disruptions. If there is no material, no machines, no transportation, no labor, obviously supply chain disruption is there. And supply chain disruption is going to unavailability of the buyer. And one interesting result you see, it is not related to anyone, that is unawareness of the public towards the COVID-19, which is you unavailability of buyer now realizing, influencing significance of artificial intelligence. Yeah, it is audible. Yeah, I don't know how I have disconnected. I don't know exactly.
Yes.
It is audible. Okay. Okay. Fine. My PPT is clear. It is visible.
No, sir.
No. Okay. Don't worry. Again, I'll go with that. Don't worry. I'll go with that. Can you tell me where I have disconnected? Which slide? Can you tell me? It is visible?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. Now see. What is the AI? The top level, the bottom level already have explained. My question, my conclusion in this way, the digital technologies like AI, IoT, BDA, deep learning, and blockchain technology can be applied to tackle major clinical and industrial problems during and after the COVID-19. Because in the health sector, clinical and the industrial problems, obviously it is the only vaccine, only medicine. IoT, because it is a sensing technology, IoT, if you use the IoT through the sensor, then and AI, big data analytics, the pattern of data which is useful for you with the safety and secure feature, deep learning and the blockchain technology is there. So can be applied to tackle these healthcare and the industrial problems during and after the COVID-19. Then AI and deep learning, you see, why I have told you digital technologies, this AI and IoT. Now suppose vaccine will come. How the vaccine will come to all panchayat, all villages, all districts? It will be transported through van. Is it temperature and humidity controlled? So IoT is, they will be there. If you use that one, everything you can track that. All the injection, all the vaccine, everything in a temperature controlled manner. If you are sending a food item, now we are getting the food items, any fruits, any vegetable through a truck, any transport. But it is not temperature control, yeah, humidity control. We are damages are 10 to 20%, and we are not getting the right and the fresh vegetable, yeah, fruits. If we use that, you see everything will be solved. Now, AI and deep learning system are used to understand the customer demand trends and predict outcomes. You see, obviously, if you use that, you will come to know what is the customer demand trends and outcomes. Tata and Maruti with healthcare equipments. Tata Maruti, they have started producing these different healthcare equipments now. Why? Because they are using the AI. Using the modified algorithm, ensure data is secured but traceable. This is another advantage of this. So in the conclusion, the revenue generation is the long-term focus. It is desired objectives for any manufacturing industries during COVID-19 can be achieved through artificial significance. AI by giving solution to the labor constraints, lack of materials and transportation constraints, because these are the short-term focus. So incorporating AI, primarily based technologies into manufacturing industries have a considerable impact on performance and enterprise. The usable of the synthetic intelligence effect in step forward performance, reduce cost and better manufacturing flexibility. Obviously, so research will be a guideline for the decision makers of these manufacturing industries during this COVID-19, after COVID-19. So these are small reference and a big thanks for your patience. Okay, and expecting some query from your side. Okay, and thank you very much. I have only only the gist point I have discussed with you. I have told you the different steps, how you will use this, your ISM, Any problem, you will take the material selection, it will go with the alternative fuel, anything, you can go. Thank you very much. Any query you have, any question, you can discuss with me, or you can send me the mail also. I can clarify with that, or WhatsApp group also you can send. Professor Mahapatra, you are there?
Yes, sir. I am there, sir.
Okay.
The participants, if you have any query, you can go ahead.
Perhaps they are not feeling comfortable, that's why nobody is asking. I don't know. They are not getting me or something. Can you tell me, it is clear to all of you somehow? I'm not telling you the once it will 100% clear. Is it okay, type? You got it? Tell me, no problem. Nobody is telling anything. Okay, fine. So one by one is leaving. Okay, thank you, Mohammad Samin.
Okay. Yes, I don't think there are any
Thank you,
queries
Ashish.
from their side also. They are not responding. Anybody, everything is clear to you?
Otherwise, they will write the mail. You send my mail, okay, don't worry. Okay, Ashok sir, very good. Singh sir is there, very good. My future hero, okay. The good expert in this area, in the different IoT and this area, and he is planning to do all these things. Okay, it will help him a lot.
Okay, sir. So now we can conclude.
Okay, thank you very much.
Anyone
Yeah.
please respond about the session? How was the session, and please give your feedback, oral feedback. Thank you, sir. Nothing else.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you once again for accepting the invitation. Whenever we need you, you are always there. We know. On
Okay,
behalf
thank
of our
you.
department, on behalf of the coordinator, Professor Mr. Sir, on behalf of the participants also, I must thank you once again for your effort, and the session was really interesting. Two of my scholars, they are sitting here, they are telling me that it was an interesting session. So whenever you take a session, it is obvious that it will go to good session. So thank you. See you soon, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you a lot. Thanks a lot for giving the opportunity and sharing my session. Okay, thanks all for sharing. Okay, thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Participants will be starting the next session at 3 p.m. and you will be taking the attendance at 3 o'clock. So please be logged in during that time. At 3 o'clock, we will extract the attendance. So you should be present. Thank you.